I know I've been figuring it out for 12 years, and I probably have another 12 to go.
Do you know what to do with the
It
pen?
was
Let it go.
devastating.
What does it represent? Yo.
I was gonna write you an email, but I'm a little drunk, and spelling is a sober person's game. So I feel I owe you a explanation. I'm sorry. Explanation.
And viewers can tell us what that one thing is if they see it.
Yes.
In the
Yeah.
comments, of course.
In the comments. Also, like, share, subscribe. Watch a little bit longer. It helps us out.
I think we should also always try to mention comments a little more often. Oh, I do have a prop. At least one. I have books.
Anyway, so I understand why it's good to just have the same backdrop because it gets tiring after a while. It's like, well,
It's a lot
what
of work.
combinations do I put together? Well, I feel like I just did those combinations. And so then I'm always have this feeling of, well, I gotta buy more shit to change it up,
More
and I just don't
dinosaurs,
have
more
the money
dinosaurs.
for that.
You need to buy. Well, you don't have to buy any more dinosaur shit because I'll get you some of that. Or
I know
dinosaurs.
that. So
More
I
dinosaur
think
toys to learn with, learn and play.
learn and play. So
I remember I was in my bedroom playing with my dinosaurs. Playing and learning.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. Like, just have one thing that I change out, but have like. So now that's what I'm gonna try and figure out what I want it to look like.
And this thing's reversible. Because you can see there's superheroes here. And dinosaurs. And this, that's Xena, which we can talk about at some point in time.
We will.
Who would have? Nobody would have paid attention to the Space Ghost that night. My
No
goodness.
matter what I would have worn that night, everybody was going to pay attention to Space Ghost. There's nothing you can say that will get you out of that.
You
It
will
is
never-
what it is. Accept it. I'm trying to accept it, so be right on board with me here. Let's
You've been
figure
trying
it
to-
out.
For 12 years.
I know I've been figuring it out for 12 years, and I probably have another 12 to go.
Do you know what to do with the
It
pen?
was
Let it go.
devastating. It was a devastating evening. Probably one of the most devastating evenings of my entire life. So, what are you drinking tonight, X7?
Should we actually start the episode?
Well, maybe. I'm trying to now. You brought up Space Ghost, and it brought out a feeling in me.
And you know I don't even count that as a win because that was not. I didn't even try for that. I had
It
nothing to
should
do
be
with
the
it.
biggest win since you
No,
didn't
no.
even try for it.
The biggest
The
win
bigger-
is next. No. I did that one on purpose. Space Ghost had.
I
nothing to
know.
do- That was even my idea to dress up.
I know what's coming up next month. I'm not prepared, but I'm going to do my best.
That's gonna have to be the second recorded episode because whoo doggies.
My gods. I will need my gods that day.
None of them are from Transylvania, right?
No.
Which is where that name originates, incidentally. Not that I've done any research at all. So, all right, our Hellions, our fellow agents. It is IX7, your master of menace. And with me, as always, is the pointing princess, Lilith Draco.
Hi, welcome back.
We're officially starting it, but I bet you it's, it's like where you get the teaser before the program, and then you have the credits. So,
Yeah.
Just saw our GD explanation. We appreciate all of you that watch. And so, you asked me what I'm drinking. I have a lovely 6% Kalamazoo. It's just
Nice.
fun to say Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo.
It's a stout. That's a type of beers. It's very, it's good. It's not Zonker level good. I mean, it's about, I just want to try something different. Kalamazoo makes good beers. It's a Bell's, actually. So, it's just really a nice starter. Probably be really good with a shot in it, except someone doesn't have anything to put in it.
How many weeks now has it been since you've run out of the glorious Jameson? How are you even surviving?
Well, because
I can't even believe it. Like,
it is the water. It is the water of life, right? Whiska.
yes. Okay, so what I'm drinking, since you asked, it's become one of my go-tos, a Spiral Jetty from Epic Brewing Company. It's local.
Epic's
It's
good.
decent. It's always going to be in my liquor store, so 6.6.
Days of
6.6.
That's good. Bitter?
It's fine.
Yeah. Just wait. Let's see, 10, 11 days. 11 and 31 is 42. And then another 10 days. So 52 days till you are sloshed.
Glorious Maha. Oh,
It's been over 2 years since you've had one, hasn't it?
I know. Yes. And I'm going to have to figure out which of my ladies to bring down.
Yeah, because we'll be out on, I mean, there's a museum there and the hike, and I know there's outdoor dinosaur stuff too. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
So while we're out and about, I'll probably rock my natural, whatever state it's in, but when we sit down to record, I'll bring one of my ladies.
Yeah, that makes sense. But that doesn't matter when we sit down. We'll be together.
And in onesie.
Well, I know it's right. I know exactly where it is.
Oh, damn, you need a second one.
Oh well, I do have something I could wear.
Oh. That's right. We did talk about doing that episode down there, so
Yep.
maybe that's the one. So I will bring my two, because I've got two. Maybe the second one is what I'll wear when you wear that outfit and do a Pachycephalosaurus charge.
Pachycephalosaurus charge!
And I will pretend that I hate it.
Don't stop.
I think we've just seen Higgintoot do one right there. But since I do believe the Packy has become the official mascot of the podcast.
I believe it has, yes. Higgintoot, the Pachycephalosaurus. Speaking of dinosaurs and Pachycephalosaurus and being in Moab in 1800s Utah and the land of the dinosaurs, this is our second of the Dinosaur Superpowers podcast series. So before we get going, maybe we should go back and just mention the dinosaur and its superpower that we've already talked about.
Okay. I hope you have notes because I don't have any memory of it.
Of course
tell
I
me-
have notes. I always have notes and I keep my notes.
If you tell me, I'll remember.
So the first dinosaur we talked about was the Ankylosaur.
Oh, because he has a club and he's armored. He's always a member of
Correct.
the club.
He's what?
He's always a member of the club.
That's right. He had the body armor, which I guess we can even with him call that the dragon shell, the superpower dragon shell. But the hammer tail,
Yeah.
that's the big one that we went with, that hammer tail that will swing back and forth. So the second dinosaur and other prehistoric animals that we talked about was the Orisitrodomitus. I don't know.
Orechidromius.
There you go.
The ones that can dig.
That's right. That superpower was the Earth Piercer,
Yes.
and that's the one that was discovered in its burrow with the adult and 2 adolescents.
There's the club.
Yes.
I don't think we have an Orechidromius in this one.
The third dinosaur and other prehistoric animal we talked about was the Glyptodon,
Right?
which had the dragon shell as the superpower, which is the outer body
The
armor.
gigantic armadillo with the spiked club on its tail. Did we even mention
Yes.
that?
I don't know if we did because isn't there different breeds of it?
Yes, you are correct. Some do not.
And so some have it, some don't. So we just kind of did the basic.
And one of us is not very good on, he knows one mammal, and that's the Smilodon. So, everybody else. Did we do,
Yes.
What was the fourth one then?
Ankylosaur, we did that, which was the hammertail, the earth piercer, the dragon shell. Did we only do 3?
No, we did 4. Did we do the mammoth? No, maybe not.
Nope, I didn't go back far enough. We did the Archaeopteryx. That was
Oh,
the
yeah.
first one, the Archaeopteryx, which
Confounds scientists.
it confused scientists, so its superpower was the hex of haze.
Very nice. I like this. I didn't even think of that sort of. Do you have a bunch for this too? This group?
Yes, I don't think I came up with this great, and we have one that kind of crosses over, which is why I asked specific questions earlier. But there are some not as great as that.
Well, not every. My thought is we go with one of the, the big primary dinosaurs every time, like the Ankylus. Well, Archaeopteryx is pretty primary, but
Right.
But it's not as well known as, say, the Ankylosaurs or the ones, the Triceratops, the T-Rex.
Right.
Unfortunately, Higgintoot is better known these days than he has been ever.
Yes.
But it's still not. I think
And
it's
we'll
still a
get there.
second tier. That's
No.
I'm not saying that as a. But for people who don't know, they won't always know what a Pachycephalosaurus is. Although Higgintoot had to have
True.
helped. The ghost
True.
Higgintoot, Isaac, certainly had to have helped.
Also, though, the third second Jurassic World. Second.
Because she was.
It helped as well.
Yes. Wish I'd have seen that with you.
Yeah. Sometimes there's just movies that we don't know when we go in, but we come out going, well, God's damn it. Should have seen that with X7.
Yeah.
All right, so one thing, so as we're going to get into another 4 dinosaurs and their superpower, because this is such a fun topic, I think. It's introducing these dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals, but also looking at it from a different way. So we're learning and playing.
I remember I was in my bedroom playing with my dinosaurs. Playing and learning.
I'm pretty sure you have that figurine, so let's start with that. The Stegosaurus.
This actually came from Utah.
Nice.
Probably made in China, but it came from Utah. I've had it for
Nice.
30 years. That's what I got for babysitting an iguana.
Nice. So a stegosaurus is an herbivore and was around during the late Jurassic, which was 152 to 145 million years ago. There we go, another late Jurassic. X7, they're all...
There's more time between the Stegosaurus and the T-Rex. Were you going to say this? And the
No, because I
T-Rex
figured you would.
and us. So we're closer to the T-Rex.
Damn right we are.
Well, some of us really are.
You more than me, old man.
Well, I was going to talk about you and your ferocity, but you just blew it, so I'm not going to say that anymore. Try to be nice.
The Stegosaurus was found in the USA. We will eventually get to a clever girl, but we haven't gotten to the Utah dinosaur. Well, we'll get to the clever girl.
Yeah.
And that will probably play into
Maybe
her superpower.
We could do 3 of them in one episode. 3 different raptors.
Let's not. I'm thinking about being a viewer, and I'd rather not hear about 3 different raptors. I'd rather hear about 4 completely separate
Good thinking, Mo.
dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals.
I think somebody said that one too many times the last time.
I think you did.
Oh, and it's not like I don't ever run. I never run a joke into the ground. I could have timed that better.
Yeah, you should have. Okay, so-
you snort with a mask on. That's a viral.
Oh, that would be way bad. It might be funny.
Oh, it'd be hilarious.
Would it be more funny, or would it be more funny without the mask? Because if we do it
Well, the
on a
mask-
video, it's going to have to be with a
Yeah.
mask. So,
But the mask would make it go back, probably splash into your eyes. You'll be annoyed because it'll probably be a strong IPA, which is
and
bitter
all down here, because it will have nowhere to go, but
great. You'll win the wet T-shirt contest then.
better make sure I'm wearing white.
Just don't do it in Moab, all right?
So the Stegosaurus is a armored dinosaur, and it has a powerful spiked tail. But something interesting about this dinosaur is those spikes on the back. They are attached in the dermis, or the skin, of the dinosaur, not the actual skeleton of the dinosaur. And so when they have been discovered, most of the time, the plates on the back have not been attached. They have been elsewhere. And so initially, O.C. Marsh, when he first discovered, thought...
Charles to us nerds.
What was that?
Othniel Charles. Othniel. Pardon me, Othniel.
Oh, is that someone else?
No, that's
I
the
kept
name.
seeing
Oth-
O.C.
Othniel-
Marsh.
Othniel Charles Marsh.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
So when he first discovered the fossils, though, he thought the plates were laying flat on the back. And that's because of how they were found. They weren't always attached until he found a specimen that was encased in mud, which showed that those spikes are actually standing upright, and they are uneven. So it's
Yeah,
not like a straight line.
There was a debate for a long time about whether they were bilateral up and down, or there's another word that I'm not remembering.
Me neither. That's why I didn't say it. But
'Cause the beer
opposite,
says
like
that- yeah. Well, like this, like you see on my
yes.
action figure. Well, actually, it's kind of an inaction figure because it doesn't move or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my mother, an inaction figure.
So the going off of the plates on the back, that's where we're focusing what the Stegosaurus superpower is. So the paleontologists, the scientists, have a few different reasons for why they have those plates. One is to warn off predators. Another is so that they recognize each other as the same species. And then the third one is because it's to regulate body temperature. So it could be the air conditioning, as you will, of this creature.
And right now, Lilith wishes she had some body regulating temperature.
It is hot in my apartment. Yes.
In the Lilith lair. Or the lair of Lilith.
Yes.
She's sweating her
So-
body off.
I am. I need like a
Don't say it out
cooling wig cap. Even if I have to plug it in and have this little wire coming out the back to keep it cool.
Trademark and copyright Lilith.
Exactly.
Maybe you could
So-
maybe you could cornrow your hair.
I can't do this one. This is my podcast wig.
know.
There's a reason I have a hat on with this wig. Is because the hairline is a costume wig. It's not one of my good wigs. To where it looks natural.
I should wear it. I should get a wig again.
You should.
It was fun to have hair.
I still think you need to grow a skullet. I will always be down for the skullet.
Well, you would, hope for that in one hand and put some copper light in the other and see which one fills up faster.
Copper light. Especially fossilized, it's going to be heavier.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so the Stegosaurus superpowers can be the dragon shell, the body armor,
Right.
with the plates. Also, and then the spikes on the tail. We didn't even talk about the spikes on the tail. It's a whipping dagger, if you will.
A flail, really.
There you go. So I didn't come up with a superpower for that, but I did give it the dragon shell, which is the body armor. And also the Chilluminator. Keeping him cool. Chilluminator.
I thought Chilluminator.
Chilluminator.
We like Tapatios, not Chalupa. So one of the interesting things in the early part of this, or the last century, the 20th century, and I have a book a science fiction book, that the scientists, some paleontologists thought that these plates could fold down and allow
Right.
a stegosaurus, an animal of this size, to glide through the air. Glide, which kind of is ridiculous.
Yes.
There are you can find illustrations, but in the book that Edgar Rice Burroughs wrote, and it was a crossover book, which is why I have it. Tarzan at the Earth's Core. Tarzan, the ape man, goes down to the Earth's core, Pellucidar, which is a whole separate series, but they and finds one of these. It has a different name because they speak a different language down there, but it's a stegosaurus and it flies. So it was in the news long enough as a theory, well, a hypothesis, because a theory's more. Anyway,
Yes.
that the stegosaurus could glide. It's just the most ridiculous thing ever. Because I read the book and didn't even know that was supposed to be a stegosaurus that was flying. So, just the interesting things that come and go, because that's what science is. You adapt, you
Right.
learn, right? And then you say, okay, that's
You learn and adapt to the science that has been uncovered.
right, and it might change everything. You never know.
Yeah. And you have to
In
be
fact,
open to that. It's not trying to prove what you already think. It's looking at the evidence and then coming up with the
Right.
theory and then hypothesis.
So the thagomizer.
Hypothesis and then theory.
the
Sorry.
thagomizer-
The scientist in me had to get that one correct.
That's all right. I approve. I tell you a story about what happened on Friday night, but it's just going to get me in trouble. and it's too long to tell here. So, the Thagomizer. This was named after the late Thag Simmons.
Okay.
From a Far Side comic in, I want to say, 1982. So scientists, before they were young scientists who were playing and learning with dinosaur toys, started calling it that. It's become so popular amongst real paleontologists that that is pretty much now what it's always called. There
Thagomizer?
There's been one paleontologist who hates the name. It was on the Terrible Lizards podcast with Dr. David Hone and Izzy Lawrence. I highly recommend listening to that. But he was not a fan of the Thagomizer name. But that didn't stop Izzy from needling. That's the word, needling him about it, because that's what she does. So that's the Thagomizer. So there's our Stegosaurus, right? Is there anything else?
So is the Thagomizer then looked at as obviously what it is, but do they look at the tail spears, if you will, as the same weapon, the Thagomizer? Or, like, would you look at one dinosaur tail as a Thagomizer and go, oh, those are katanas? Or do you look at it and go, oh, no, that's going to be a broadsword? Do you look at it and go...
This one, I would look at it as slashing weapons, say Wolverine's claws. A katana is a slashing weapon, a fine slashing, probably the finest slashing weapon, because that's what it's designed to do, go straight through a body. As opposed to say, a fencing, a foil like Zorro would use, it's a pokey thing. But I'm sure they could poke simply because they had the points at the end, but it was I would think it was primarily used as a warning to the Allosaurus who was encroaching upon your...
What I'm asking is, because there's different dinosaurs with these different Thagomizers, so are all Thagomizers, would they all be the same, or can you look at all of them, and this is what I'm saying, is classify them as these different swords?
What you said, because some of them just had spikes down the tail, but not all. I mean, it was more for like defensive. If you leaned over and tried to chomp it, you would get, poked by these things because they're more like porcupine quills, which are defensive as opposed to offensive. I think the Thagomizer is an offensive weapon as well as defensive.
Okay.
But some of them would just be like an ankylosaur had the shield, which was defensive, and the club, which was offensive.
Okay.
If you got hit in the leg by that, which they did, there's proof of evidence of T-Rexes getting hit in the leg by something, probably. So I would say that not all of this, because there are a pretty good sized batch of stegosaurs out there.
So some dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals that have a Thagomizer, some of them may have a super awesome claymore.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Well, even sauropods, they think, could crack their tails, and you know how string can, like a whip, can flay the skin right off of you.
Okay, but we're not talking about whips.
Well, I'm saying
We'll get to whips.
Okay.
I'm talking about the spiked tail, the spikes on the tail that could be looked at as a weapon.
I would think that there are more stabby ones, yes.
Okay.
To answer your question with one word, yes.
So, which sword, which stabby thing that has a name would this dinosaur have, this Thagomizer? What would be the closest stabby thing?
I would think, actually, it would be a broadsword, because if you poke, it could poke into you pretty far if it, with the force. Mm-hmm. And if it slashed you, you would get 4 slashes all at once. You might only get 1 poke if it only hit the side of you. But so I would say something like a broadsword, a greatsword, a claymore, which was gigantic, more than say a finesse weapon like a fencing foil or even a katana, because they're designed to slash more than poke.
Okay,
So, yes, Claymore, that's good. Let's go with that.
let's do it. Okay,
We can put him in a little. Can put George here in a little kilt.
there we go. Hell yeah. Okay, any more about George?
I think we're good.
That's our first dinosaur. We still have 3 more to talk about.
We may have to move a little faster. Stop letting
Well-
me digress.
I had more notes about that guy than the other guys.
Okay, very good. Well, yeah, because, yeah.
The other guys are less known.
Yes, definitely. And a lot more. Well, 2 of them are kind of boring.
You know.
Interesting.
One-
the
one-
2 of- Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, interestingly, 2 of them, the earliest one and the latest one, are more related than you'd think. Dun, dun,
Huh?
dun.
Dun dun dun. We'll get there. Okay, so where was the Stegosaurus found? That's one thing I did not find, other
Really?
than USA.
Right here, not in fossil bed, but in Colorado. That same with the Triceratops. Same with the Tyrannosaurus Rex. All of them were found here.
Look at you!
A lot of them
Look
by-
at you! Look at you!
I will do a little superior dance if I got up.
I don't know. Your superior dance is the Kermit the Frog dance.
No, that's a Muppet dance. Do. No, that's a Peanuts dance. No, the superior dance from the church lady.
I don't know. You have dances. They all look the same because they're. Anyway,
Thank you. It's a good thing you're not 2 shots in, because boy, that would have not looked good for me.
the next dinosaur that we're going to talk about. Give me a second because pronunciation is hard.
Is it the mammal?
Wintotherium.
You into you
Wintotherium.
Is that how
I
you say
looked it up. I know it's Uintotherium,
Yeah, that's how I'm saying it.
but the pronunciation that I looked up was Wintotherium. The U is silent, like the P in petrodactyl.
Well, you know that there's a Uinta or Winta brewery, right? We've had brews. From
Yes, I drive through the Winta Mountains on a
That's-
weekly
that's what
basis.
it's named
I know
after.
where it's discovered. That's why it's weird. But that's the pronunciation that I found was the Winta, not Uinta.
Well, it looks like Uinta.
It is Uinta, but they're stupid. But I wanted to put that out there that it doesn't
I'll try
have
to
the
read
U. It's just Winta.
Uinta, probably, yeah. So it's I would assume the mountain range is the native first tribes. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
I'm probably saying it wrong, and I don't want to.
I don't know.
That
It's everything around here is Uinta because Uinta is in 1800s Utah.
well, although
Does it go up into Wyoming and over
That's-
into Colorado?
That's where the beast of Winta was found. Was in Wyoming.
That's right. That's right. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
I thought I was giving you one for that for the 18th century, but I
Oh no, we're about to get into the 18th century with just the name and the discovery location of this dinosaur and other prehistoric animals.
It is a mammal. It's not nearly as it used to be called the Titanotherium. It was one of an alternate name, but that's since Wintotherium. That's going to be hard.
Okay, so Uintotherium, it's a big one, I guess. 6,600 to 99,100. Let me try again. 6,600 to 9,900 pounds is the size of this
That's
thing.
a good size. That's a good size mammal.
It's an herbivore, so it's big for an herbivore.
It's got those things on its head.
It was alive in the Eocene epoch. I didn't say that right. Eocene. Eocene.
There you go.
Which was 55.8 to 33.9 million years ago.
Oh, yeah, it's been a minute.
So it was named after the Uinta Mountains. I don't know if it's supposed to be the Winta Mountains, but it's always Uinta Mountains. and the ancient Greek word for beast.
Yeah, the beast of Winter, which I think
Beast of the Uinta Mountains,
cool,
yes.
that's a cool name. Too bad it's
It
a mammal.
is. It is. And it was first discovered in the Fort Bridger Basin, which is up in Wyoming.
Right.
And what's interesting about that is Fort Bridger was a fort that was occupied by the Mormon pioneers. And if anyone saw Primeval, you are familiar with Fort Bridger.
This was-
Mormons.
I didn't see it. Garth?
It's actually really good. It actually has a lot to do with the Mormons and Brigham Young and how he was. It pissed Mormons off probably because
Even worse than the one with
Yes.
Andrew Garfield? That was rough watching. Never did
it
finish
it I think it was closer to the real
Oh,
Brigham
well,
Young than what the Mormons believe Brigham Young was.
Lucy Harris. Martin Harris.
But Fort Bridger is a big thing in that show, and it was a big fort for the Mormons, and it's in that same area of Wyoming.
Is it wrong to keep hoping you're going to say it was a big fart for the Mormons?
It was a big fart for the Mormons, whatever.
I wanted you to say it on accident, because that would have been funny.
What do you know about this dinosaur? You chose this dinosaur. I know this dinosaur's superpower, and I did give it a name.
Oh, good.
But those are all the notes that I had about this
Well,
dinosaur.
there's not a
So
lot, because it's a mammal. It's not a dinosaur.
they're all dinosaurs.
That means terrible lizard. Like I said, it was named, or one of the, aka nomen dubium now, false names, Titanotherium, because two people discovered it and named it, thought it was different things and found out it's the same, which is, Titanic beast, which I also think is a really cool name.
Yes.
It's not gigantic. It was about 4.5 feet tall at the shoulder, but at weighing that much money, it's money. Ooh, that was a good one.
That was way off.
Yeah, weighing that much, it was probably a truly powerful animal.
It had to. Well, yeah.
But it was an herbivore, so you wouldn't want to mess with it. I mean, I thought maybe it might have been related to whales, but it's not. I'm looking here. I thought I had it, what it has been, but because what animals are related to whales are the hippos, but it's not. It's not a hippo. It's not a land whale or water horse, as you call them. But it was big. It lasted for a long time. I would assume that primitive man did not particularly get close to it, although they would be very
No.
primitive. I mean, they would still be tiny little homo, whatever Lucy was.
So this is the one where they have the blunt spikes. This is the one that's kind of close to a rhinoceros. So they have
That's what they're related to.
blunt, rounded horns or spikes. They're not spikes because they're not pointed, but more rounded horns. When you first mentioned these and I started looking into them, I wanted to see if they were ancestors to rhinos and or hippos. It's not. Closer to rhinos, but still super far.
Proboscideans, elephants and relatives, and rhinoceratoids. So closer to. I mean, the hippos are
Very
far
distant relative to rhino.
Yeah, but
Very distant.
the hippos are closer to the whales. That's
Yes.
and you can tell because they're.
But if you look at their skull, and that's what I noticed initially was the shape of the skull, and that's why I thought, oh, are these related to hippos? Because if you look at, they're not the same, but if you look at the weirdness of the whole skull and the shape and everything, you're like, oh.
I don't want to imagine hippos with horns. Gee, that's nightmare fuel.
I kind of do.
Yeah, they would be puncturing boats because they would just be that obnoxious. because you wouldn't
True.
see them.
Yeah. So when you decide, it's true. When you decided on, let's talk about this one and its superpower, what was your idea of the superpower?
Well, figuring as big as it is, I thought it was a little bigger because I got it confused with the what was the other one I told you?
Bronto something.
Bronto, the Thunder Beast,
Yes.
which is big. I mean, there are some big mammals. This one was probably proto. It was before, maybe, I don't know.
Well, in my research, there was comparisons between the two.
Yes, but I just thought we need, it's a mammal, and I do like learning, and I don't know a lot about prehistoric mammals because they're not dinosaurs.
Right.
My superpower was thinking that if it charged you and you didn't get out of the way, you would be turned into jelly. Because if it weighs 3 tons, I mean, dinosaurs obviously weigh more, but if anything, I mean, if a horse steps on you, it's going to break your foot.
Right.
That's 1,600 pounds.
Right. So,
if
this one, the idea of the superpower is just stepping on you and smashing you.
Yeah.
So, this superpower I named Seismic Stomp.
Very good.
He's got a seismic stomp.
Like Gorgon of the Inhumans.
There you go.
Because I can put everything back to comic books too. I don't all the, well, I do. Never mind.
Well, you do a lot, most
Yeah,
of the time.
a lot. So it's kind of a cool animal. I mean, it probably could have been used as if, I don't think their humans were around much while it was alive. Humans as we know them. But it probably could have been used as a herd animal or a pack animal if they could raise one up as a baby. But so that, I mean, could have been something like that. So,
Nice.
and I learned how to say winter.
Well, I'm still going to say you went to, so
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, it looks. That's white people's pronunciation, right?
Okay. So the third dinosaur and other prehistoric animals is the Edaphosaurus.
I've always said Edaphosaurus, but I think Edaphosaurus probably is just as
Edaphosaurus.
as acceptable because it's like Diplodocus or Diplodocus. There's multiple ways to say them. Close down.
Damn it, you just said that name and now I just lost the name of the dinosaur that they're compared to.
The Dimetrodon.
Dimetrodon. People think that these are the Dimetrodon. They look the same, but the reason is that big old giant sail that they have on their back.
And when we get to Spinosaurus, it's all this superpower.
About the same, yes.
Exactly.
So these are herbivores. I think that's all we've talked about so far.
Yeah, the Edaphosaurus is the herbivore. The Dimetrodon is the carnivore.
Okay.
They're from the synapsid family.
We're talking about the herbivore.
Yeah, both of them are still from the same family.
It's from the late Carboniferous.
It was furious, yes. Carboniferous.
Carboniferous. Trust me, people, I can say these words when I'm sober.
Yeah, usually she can. I mean,
I usually can. The alcohol does something to my tongue and I can't move it right. To the early Permian,
very good.
which is, do we need to focus on that tongue
No,
movement?
I don't want to say anything. I'm as pure as the driven snow.
Which is 303.4 to 272.5 million years ago. And this creature weighed over 660 pounds.
I'm gonna say, what is a cow size? Maybe good sized cow. I think
Yeah.
so. Let's say cow. A tiger is actually about a good sized tiger.
Okay, there you go. So a tiger with a giant sail. So I know the superpower, which has to deal with the sail, but that's about all I know about this specific creature. Do you know much more about it, like how they lived, how they fought. What's
Well, they at that point in time they were some of the first reptile. Well, they're not really reptiles. So here's the interesting thing: they're not really classified as they're proto mammals. So this is before they crawled out of the slime and got up there. Anyway, they're closer to mammals. So they're actually closer to the Wintotherium than they are to a dinosaur. But they happened after, this was in that Carboniferous, which is where the plants started showing up in the trees. And both them and the Dimetrodon and a bunch of other things. They were thought to be, proto-reptiles until recently, but the synapsid is the gap their teeth fit together. So, other than, that's really the most fascinating thing. The fact that there were two different species, one that was carnivorous and one that was a vegetarian, herbivorous. Herbivorous. Words are hard when you're awesome. That they developed at the same time, but ate separate things, and probably the Dimetrodon would have scavenged its cousin there. So that's an amazing thing. What people unfamiliar with the law of large numbers would call a coincidence. So, other than that, I don't know a lot about, because they're so old and the fossils are a lot rarer because of how deep down in the fossil layer they are. You just don't find many of them.
Right,
They're not like
right.
trilobites, but there's a gazillion, or ammonites, but there's a gazillion and one. But the Dimetrodon just looks cooler because it has sharp teeth.
okay?
But it has a dog. They both have dog's heads. Really, when you look at them, you're thinking, that's a dog with a sail on its back. Now, the vintage paleo art makes them look far more reptilian. But now it's like, well, that's really, that's a dog. So, it's cool that they were already branching off from amphibians to reptiles to
Right.
proto-mammals. And these were big proto-mammals. They still weren't furry and scurrying around and had whiskers, but they were trying to figure things out. Somebody was trying to figure things out. The aliens or whoever was coming down, the Kree were coming down and doing their experiments.
Right.
So, superpower.
So, yes. So obviously the superpower is the sail on the back.
Which is not
And it's going to be the same superpower to all the dinosaurs. We may have a secondary superpower with some of the other ones, but this superpower I named Sail Strike. Sail Strike.
How's that go?
Sail Strike.
Judo chop.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of reptile, this leads us into our fourth and final dinosaur and dinosaur superpower is a flying reptile.
I thought you were going to say kind.
A flying kind. It is a kind. Like the swimmy kind. This is a flying kind.
The bitey kind.
A bitey kind. Anyway, it's a P is for pterodactyl. Or a petrodactyl, if you will.
If somebody
Shannon.
say it and keep saying that. There actually is a petrodactyl, which means stone finger.
This is not it.
This is not it.
And when she said petrodactyl, this was not it.
No.
It is a flying reptile, not a dinosaur. And I think that's what a lot of people, Hex of Haze,
Yep.
if you will, a lot of people misunderstand as a petrodactyl, pterodactyl. Now I'm all over the place. A pterodactyl is a flying reptile, not a dinosaur.
It's a pterosaur, which is
It falls in the others category. And others. 'Cause you can't just say others. And others.
Okay.
It lived during the late Jurassic through the late Cretaceous. And which was 163.5 to 66 billion years ago.
Do I need
Not
another one?
all petrodactyls or pterodactyls, if you will, are pterodons. No, all pterodactyls are pterodons. Not all pterodons are tetradactyls. Whatever. We're cutting all that out because I didn't say a single word right.
Ah. So, you want me to try?
Let's tell the people why one of the superpowers is the Hex of Haze.
Because Lilith said
Because it got me.
it got her good. And I mean, as far as well as her. Hey, what was your beers again?
Spiral Jetty.
Yeah, she spiraled really well. So all pterodactyls, or if you want to go by its original full name, Pterodactylus, are pterosaurs.
Pterosaurs, not
All
pterodons.
pterosaurs. All- Pteranodons are pterosaurs. They're not pterodactyls. Pteranodons are this is a pteranodon. It's got the means toothless wing.
It's a pterodactyl.
Pterodactyls have teeth and are about this big. This thing was 27 feet. This was the size of a small airplane. Much cooler.
Pterodactyl?
Pteranodon.
Oh.
is the
Wait,
big
which one are we doing?
The pterodactyl. I'm just giving an example here. Oh, has this devolved? Pterosaurs and dinosaurs are closely related. They're known as archosaurs.
They're the flying kind.
Right, pterosaurs, yes. Pterosaur is the group name, like the kingdom, phylum, class, the class name maybe, the clade, if you will. Pterodactyl was one of the early ones. There's others that were not much bigger. They didn't get bigger until the Cretaceous, where you got the pteranodons and the Quetzalcoatlus, which was even bigger, and now everyone loves it more because it's bigger. Stupid pterodactyl.
So did all today's birds come from pterodactyls?
No, the birds are dinosaurs, not pterosaurs. They used to think that birds came from pterosaurs, but that's.
I know. That's why I asked it.
Being a butt.
It's one of those things that's
No, it's true.
misunderstood.
That is your hex of haze, because many people do think
Hex of Haze.
and many people think that they use the word pterodactyl for every pterosaur, which will raise your humble agent's cockles like you wouldn't believe.
Yes.
Hackles, not cockles. Son of a bitch. Other things will raise the cockles. A pair of packies usually does.
All right. So the pterodactyl, the flying kind,
Yeah, we're just gonna go with it. Go with the tiny flying kind. They were little.
their superpower is the flying,
Yeah,
because
flying.
that is a superpower. I would like that superpower.
People want that.
But again, the Hex of Haze.
Yeah,
So we're
so-
back. We now have two.
And it's not even just scientists, it's just regular public.
It's just everybody. They have a strong sense of Hex of Haze.
Yeah, definitely.
Any more that you want to mention about these four?
Only one of these four was a true dinosaur.
Stegosaurus?
Yes. And that is the state fossil of Colorado, which I used to not like as much because it's just... I like stegosaurs a lot more as I've gotten older.
But I like looking at these creatures from a different perspective to give you a different idea of what they could have actually been versus what maybe you want them to have been.
That's very true, and it took your humble agent a long time to translate the terrible lizards that I grew up with, that were monsters, that were, the T-Rex would just stop eating whatever it was and go after a human if it's on, which it never did.
Yeah.
In movies it does. And to turn them into animals, because I went through this period where they're just animals now. Because, of course, they made them walk around like chickens sometimes.
Well, yes.
But that's not cool, because chickens are ridiculous. I like chickens, but they're ridiculous.
They're tasty.
But change them you have to change your thinking too. Your thinking
Right.
to evolve, and So it's fun. I mean, I've had the Renaissance, and I blame somebody on that. I blame that for somebody, but I don't know who. We all know who.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to move to Utah where dinosaurs are king.
They are king.
Well, yeah, they're king here too. I mean, the Morrison Foundation stretches that way, and we've got
Well,
Jurassic Foundation. Anyway, want to wrap it up?
yes.
All right. Well, those are superpowers of one dinosaur and 3 other prehistoric animals. Super cool. And
More to come.
Yes, this is going to be ongoing because there's lots of these we can do in lots. So when we get to the Packy, we might have to just do the whole episode on that on Packy Day.
Probably.
But
Yeah.
So having said all that, my fellow agents, our fellow Hellions, Billis Hellions, this is X7, your humble agent of awesome, and my partner as always.
Lilith Draco.
We're signing off.
Bye. Live long and prosper.
I got beer.
I got bottled breast milk.
Why don't we start with the beer?
Okay.
So you like the beer?
I do. Although it's actually a lager.
Huh. What's the difference between beer and lager?
I don't know. We could look it up.